to see like
That's all QO has.
I just
Liquid.
Oh, mod.
yeah, there we go. So they
Okay.
picked it up. I just want to see both teams pick the exact lineup that they want. You know, with a few cheese heroes taken out of the mix, and just run at each other again. Like, you know, play your Spectre. You're gonna have an IO to buff you up now.
10 seconds.
I'm excited. You know, we want to see two teams at the top of their game, just
seconds left.
battling it out. It feels very much the opposite of what we saw in the first series, right? With Viking, GG, and Alliance, where they were just like,
Dyer's banned now.
back and farm, we're going to take this a little bit more slow pace. No. Night Stalker, we're going to be running at you.
I was going to ask you, QO, what's a hero that you're super scared of if you're the Spectre? Is there anything that like really hinders all of your timings or even the way that you want to play?
Oh, like I really will hate versing hide, like
It's
hide.
Radiant's banned now.
Even like a Timber Soul.
But a
like-
Night Stalker?
Sorry.
But a Night Stalker?
Night Stalker is not scary.
But we've seen Mickey play it a lot as well. That's the
that's
other
true.
thing. You know, he plays the semi-carry style, the unconventional semi-carries. We don't often see the Ricky, yes, occasionally, but we don't often see that. We
10
see, you know,
seconds.
pos 1 Leshrac, pos 1 Void Spirit, pos 1 Night Stalker. So
Dyer's
again,
turn
it's
to ban.
flexibility that we're seeing from Team Liquid that could coming into play one more time. Honestly, you just got to give Insania this Rubik. He is so good on the hero. It's
Yeah, like
ridiculous.
usually like when the Rubik comes out with the other team, I don't feel really convinced.
Mm.
But when Liquid picks Rubik,
Oh, Master Tier.
Oh.
Very good.
something's gonna happen,
And I think the biggest thing when Team Liquid picks up this
5
Rubik, he
seconds
doesn't turn
left.
into a chain feeder either. Like
Dude.
usually when you see Rubik, especially against something like a Spectre, he has the double-digit deaths most of the time. But the thing is, the way that Insania plays this is he plays a very greedy 5. You know, he gets a lot of farm. You know, all the time I see that he's got Blink
It's
Aether
Radiant's
Agonies
banned
at like
now.
30 minutes, which is insane for a position 5. But he's always in the right place at the right time and making sure that he stays
Dyer's
alive in
banned
these
now.
fights, can utilize these spells. But circling back to if this is going to be a Mickey, you know, position 1 Night Stalker, usually they give Koifa a win condition, right? So
Mhm.
what are these kind of win conditions that are left? Because usually when I see these, I see a Lone Druid for as well, but it's not in the...
10 seconds.
Does that lean them towards something like a Broodmother or something like
It's
that?
way too early to be considering
5
that.
seconds
Broodmother is a
left.
gotcha pick.
Yeah.
You don't want to be picking it. I think we've seen it once. Was it that picked it in like first or second phase? They didn't last pick it, and it was just got
Radiant's
absolutely
turn to
dumpstered.
ban.
You need to make sure it's a surprise pick coming
Yeah.
through.
I think it's safe to
Radiant.
expect that Koifa won't be like.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I think for this tournament was a low Broodmother.
Broodmother,
I need
And
Storm.
Huskar?
Huskar occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally. But like, what else? Like, I think that's the 3 heroes that I know
10
that like
seconds.
Koifa playing sort of like a semi-carry, carry style mid.
Yeah.
5
I mean,
seconds left.
his other things like Doom, again, I think is fine this time around. You know, it stops things like the relocate if you're able to get onto the IO, good against the Spectre in the
Mhm.
early and late game. I don't mind it. I think, again, it's a little too early to be picking it up in the draft.
Yep.
But I would say probably with their 4th pick, they could opt to go for it, just a night away from MudGolems. 33 played an amazing Doom game again for their side.
What are we thinking here
Dyer's
for
turn to
Tiger's
pick.
Hero? We have picked up something here. It's going to be the Snapfire. Okay. So we've seen Mickey play this as well in the off lane, but playing safe lane. Mickey's played this before. We've seen Boxy be able to play the Night Stalker. We've seen it a few times in the Midnight Stalker as well. So I think Team Liquid
10
are more than
seconds.
happy to throw these heroes wherever they need to be. Parts of the draft, but
Yeah, and a
5
Night Stalker's a
seconds left.
natural Spirit Vessel carrier, always going to be good against the healing coming through from the IO and the Spectre, although a lot of the Night Stalkers that we've seen, it's been the Ags Rush as opposed to the Spirit Vessel,
Yeah.
but I think probably just for this game, Spirit Vessel's the way to
Hyper aggressive draft coming up.
for Liquid.
Liquid. Yeah.
what are we expecting to reduce the amount of aggression coming onto them? Because we've seen with MudGolems, they try and get Skidder to this position where he's got that Blade Mail Mantra and +1. So what's a hero that you want to see that MudGolems can pick to reduce the amount of aggression they've got?
You know what we haven't seen, despite all of these
Radiant's
Spectre
turn to
picks?
pick.
Viper hasn't been banned out in any of them. And
Smart.
it hasn't been picked up yet. It doesn't really feel like a Liquid style. Maybe Koikfa a little bit, but pretty filthy, dishonorable heroes for the mid lane.
With the Spectre versus Viper matchup, it goes like both ways. I think with
10 seconds.
Spectre beating down like a Viper with the Manta Cell and Diffusal like really early, and like once you have this Manta, like the Viper isn't that annoying as long as your team has like a good AOE. So, I mean, in this sort of situation, Viper could be good, but like they probably need like another carry. They
10
can like,
seconds.
fight against like a Spectre in mid late game. All these
5
heroes are
seconds
way
left.
too early heroes.
Do you think they're not just going to go all in on the early game? I guess you're against an Undying, so it's always going to be a bit scary prospect
Yep.
to be able to run to that. And they've got, what, 3
Three.
strength heroes already?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's going to be extra effective with that decay. But, I mean, you don't want to be going late against a Spectre. Io, again, just as effective early on as opposed to later. So, I don't know. I think they could just try and go all in and finish the game in 30 minutes if they wanted to. Okay, something a little bit different for Boronia.
I'm not feeling this Ember Spirit. I feel like a lot of times that I've seen, unless he has a really strong early game here, I feel like heroes like the Nightstroke and the Sapphire can just get on top of him consistently. And yeah, he might be able to push out a few waves here and there, but
10
if he's not
seconds.
ahead in this net worth, it feels like Boronia is going to have a really rough time.
5 seconds left.
I think, yeah, I think
radiant
MudGolem.
now.
I mean, Liquid has to. MudGolem has to ban Meepo and the Huskar. It's a really good Meepo game.
Yeah, so far it is.
Dyer's
Is
turn
Koifer
to
a
ban.
Meepo player though?
BK can play it, right?
It's in their kit, but it's not their preferred way
Yeah.
of going.
Get
And I
rid
think
of the Bloodseeker.
kind of maybe Alchemist is gone as well.
Yeah.
So no super late carry. That's what they were scared of a little bit on the MudGolem side.
10
I
seconds.
think he's definitely going to need to go for this Yule Scepter on the Ember Spirit, just
Yep.
because they've got a ton of silences
seconds
already. You just need to be able to dodge that initial
Radiant's
damage,
turn to
allow the
ban.
IO and the Undying to connect through to you, and then back your sustain to be able to fight around.
Yep.
They get rid of the Brood.
Yeah.
So my Golems don't want to have to deal with that cheese pick. But you guys were saying a few more cheese picks are still left in their back pocket. They don't have a good healer if they do want to pick the Huskar. It is one of those matchups that really that Ember Spirit. Slardar as well, so leaning towards a Huskar. Do you feel like this is a game 3 where Liquid are just like, all right, let's try and cheese them, and if we lose, we go to lower bracket. We're playing up against, Enigma that we've played against before, and they
still-
feel okay with it?
I still feel like the Viper's okay, right? Like,
10 seconds.
you're going to bin the Ember Spirit in lane, and they've gotten rid of the Slardar. Viper's biggest weakness is just
5
single
seconds
target
left.
physical damage, and you don't want to have reduced armor for that. So yeah, you could potentially just go all in on this early game.
Yeah, and like because of this Ember pick, we have to expect the Ember will be mid most
Mhm.
likely.
Yeah, I
Radiant
think
pick.
who else have we seen it like played in unconventional roles? I think
Legion
Yapsa played it
Commander.
as 4, and a Legion Commander. Is that second time we've seen
We
this
have
hero?
to
all
see
tournament?
Meepo.
Is that a new hero? I don't think we've seen LC this entire tournament.
Yeah,
I think we've seen it once.
Okay, we'll have to get it confirmed on
I
that,
just
but
remember looking at the old stats, and there's only like Sniper
10
and Tinker and
seconds.
a few other
Pudge.
heroes.
Meepo, Huskar,
Pudge.
Viper.
Do you think that they picked up
5
this Legion Commander
seconds
to
left.
mitigate them from getting Meepo'd, or you can send the Legion Commander mid if it's something like Huskar or something like that, right? Gives them a little bit of leeway so they don't just get last pick Meepo'd and they go, well, it's game 3 and
Yeah, I think it's good to mitigate the Meepo threat a little bit. If you're able to get in onto the backlines, we mentioned before how good Insania was at dodging out a lot of this, the brunt of the team fights, only dying 2 times in that bloodbath of a game 2. So if you're able to do that and then just sprint in on the backlines, but it's a Lycan
Okay.
instead. So
I like
early
this.
game,
I like
again.
this.
just opting for something with a little bit more tower taking potential.
Yep. I like this last pick.
Yeah, I really like this last pick as last time I predicted the Lycan it won, so
But that was against a Zeus.
I mean this is against an IO and an Undying.
Yeah.
They literally cannot touch this Lycan.
True.
And he has the summons to take down his tombstone, boys. I'm feeling like Liquid game number 3 here. I don't usually put my predictions on this panel, but I'm feeling good. Feeling good, feeling spicy.
Oh, I have to go with Liquid too. I think that Ember versus like Lycan is like what Lycan likes the most.
Yeah.
It's one of the easiest matchup, and he's gonna have a really early Necro 3, and I don't think MudGolem can handle those.
Yeah, I mean, you could even just like
10
start attacking the
seconds.
towers. If they go on you, just have Mickey. By the way, Mickey Snapfire
Yeah,
on top
Pog.
of things.
5
Just
seconds
launching out the
left.
Mortimer's Kisses. You force them away from the towers. You take objectives every single time that Snapfire ultimate is up. And if they fight, just pop the shapeshift and start fighting. And there's nothing really they can do to stop you or your summon minions.
All right, lads, I need a team name before we head over to OD Pixel and Fogged.
Liquid.
Liquids, what about you, Ko? All right, both my panelists here are going to go with Liquid. I'm feeling good about this Liquid draft as well. Game number 3 is just around the corner, so we're going to leave it for the last time today. It's going to be OD Pixel and Fog.
gentlemen, game 3 of Liquid versus MudGolems. And Fogged, it's a third game, a third Skeeter Spectre. Liquid, though, it looks like they've come up with some nice stuff to deal with the sort of the length of a game that a Spectre wants to play in.
Yeah, definitely look like they're starting to think of some new ideas too, right? Because they open with this Night Stalker as well versus Spectre, because they're probably thinking, we know where the Spectre's going. Night Stalker's lane, not the greatest. Spectre, you know, you can just play around this now. Night Stalker now gets given that lane that he can actually play in. Instantly, that Undying comes out, and we see that there's going to be some counters coming out from MudGolems. But I love this Liquid draft. I think it's very, very strong around this mid-game early centric timing, which is exactly what you want to play against versus a Spectre. I really think that they can end this game pretty early. I love this Lycan pick. Yeah,
the Lycan finisher seems it seems pretty good. It looks like this is going to be a game where Poikva's going to be able to run rampant around the fights, and not really too much MudGolems can do to slow that Lycan down.
No, and then I see, you know, they pick this Legion Commander, so they have a Dispel to be able to remove at least like one of those silences, and also some wave clear and stuff like that, like versus the Earth Spirit. But you can't remove Night Stalker silence. That's one of the big ones. Like, if he gets on top of the Ember Spirit, press the attack won't save them. Sure, they're going to have a lot of heals coming in from the Soul Rip, the IO, and that press the attack, but the control will be there. Liquid has a ton of control. MudGolems has very limited. A duel and a chains to control a Lycan.
We'll see if Liquid's able to play at the sort of the pace, the tempo they want to, because that is the thing though, right? For Liquid's lineup, if this lineup isn't winning the game at, say, I mean, what sort of timer would you give it? There is going to be a point where if they haven't ended it, this Spectre's probably going to just win the late game, right?
Yeah, I'd say like 35.
35 at a push, yeah.
Yeah, unless they have like you know, like a 10-15,000 gold lead, of course. Then they can maybe take it later on. But yeah, I think that 35-minute mark is when Liquid really wants to hit their big peak and look to close it out here versus this. I mean, it is a strong scaling lineup for MudGolems. It's just very limited in team fight and very limited in your catch, especially versus a hero like Lycan, who versus Tombstone versus IO, these heroes do nothing to you. You run rampant and just pick and choose your targets. See how Poikva does this. They do end up doing the lanes a bit different than I thought it would be. I actually thought it was going to be mid lane on the Lycan, but they put Mick in mid.
Well, something that we're seeing come out from some of these high-level players, the old mid snapfire.
Yep.
Would you imagine it is going to be done with the Ags being the item that Mickey is going to rush from the mid position?
Maybe that mech first into the Ags, but yeah, it's still very likely that he might just rush the Ags. I don't mind mech though. I think it fits really well with that Lycan, and it fits that whole push style if he wants to go for early. Even though it's very awkward, it's very strange to have your mid. Good possibility.
See who's able to sort of come out on top of this matchup. I mean, Boromir has been showing us some incredibly strong mid performances, but Mickey just across the board. In both games so far, even the one that they've lost, Mickey's play is top tier.
Yep, and he has played this Snapfire before. Sure, it wasn't a mid Snapfire at the time that did play. It was kind of like an off-lane aggro one. He was beyond godlike that game. He went absolutely berserk. In mid lane, he actually is already pressuring Boromir off the creep wave a bit.
Doing so very nicely hit. Make sure that he's able to hold the creeps in a very favorable positioning. It's easy CS as Mickey landing very, very well against the Ember.
Yeah, Boromir has to just be careful. He just gets killed. Next cookie, if he doesn't dodge with the slide, or if he doesn't have his flame guard up, he just dies.
Mickey's crushing this. Yeah, this way he's holding it.
I guess that's why they chose to do these lanes rather than having a trade farm lane, which would have been the case with the Lycan in mid. This actually can pressure Boromir a little bit. Boromir here, there's that shield.
I mean, they're both getting low. They're pushing this to the limits here. Mickey, he's got the Fairy Fire, turns the cookie on the creep. Wow!
Beautiful.
Oh, that was brilliant. Oh, that was brilliant there from Mickey. Cooking in the creep. He was not ready for that one, Boromir.
Nope. The ranged creep that turned to hit him.
Yep.
Very fancy. Very nicely
well.
done.
Mickey, yeah, he's showing he's very comfortable with those sort of plays, those sort of moves. His mid Snapfire looking pretty hot.
Yeah, and we didn't really touch on too much about the top lane, but we see why they went for this type of pick on the Night Stalker. But the Undying is shutting him down hard. And we're gonna watch this one really quickly.
I mean, that was beautiful there.
Beautiful.
I mean, you can feel sort of the build-up. Neither of those mids were going to give up on that. Hey, McKay's giving himself a clap. I mean, you can't blame him there. He knows. You feel those sort of plays.
Especially when you... And the other funny thing is, like, these guys, of course, they're super high MMR players, super talented, but when you're not a natural mid player either, that must feel bad. Like, you're like, I got their mid player.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Doing it against Barney as well, you know, arguably one of the standout mids that we've seen here.
We see top. They push Boxy out a little bit here to the tower, and they have slowed down his farm, but either way, it's a Night Stalker. You're getting away with the lane. You're happy, even if you are getting shut down a bit because of this Undying pick. Milan, dying to Wolves as well as Insania. One more right click.
Nearly does it again there, Mickey. I mean, Boronier having to struggle back with these bold charges.
And he's actually threatened off the wave now, because now Earth Spirit's missing, so he can't actually show. He has to hope for bottom rune, but Mickey is already going for it. And
they're going to be able to hold both of them. Boronier is not getting either. Unless this Undying Father's able to do anything about pushing Tiger off. But he's not. It's bottom. Mickey is going to get the full bottle refill. I think the only sort of saving grace for Boronier being that it wasn't some crazy rune. The Invis rune. Unlikely to allow him to set up on Boronier. Boronier is going to have to make that walk back to base.
Mick is gonna be 6 when he gets back. It's a level 4 Ember versus a level 6 Snapfire in a second.
It's crushing it.
Oh man. I mean, clearly the better decision to have that Snapfire mid and putting Koik for bot is Koik, he's free farming down here anyway. The pressure from Legion and Io is just not there. And make it level 6. He can just set up a kill if he sees him. If he gets a good connection of a cookie. He's gonna launch the ult.
Okay. I mean, this is pretty annoying to come back into the lane towards. You know, pretty much the whole of your HP taken away. He has got a salve and, of course, the bowl. But yeah, no, Mickey just opting for the straight-up damage to just open things up as Boronier returns.
Okay. I mean, he's going to push the wave in and then allow him to go for this bounty rune and steal it away from him, so...
Yeah, that's probably the big move there. Yeah, exactly that. Holding him in that position and not able to contest his bounty.
Yeah, because it looks like a really awkward one, because it looks kind of wasted, but getting them the bounties is definitely what the move is there for, and he's already secured the lane.
And now, you know, Boronier's just in an awkward place to try and lane him. He's able to dodge the cookie. He's able to come in with the roll. Slow as well. Have they got enough damage? No. Boronier's going to be able to step away, but getting through these bottle charges, and if Mickey is able to control the 6-minute rune coming up in 25 seconds, it's potentially going to be another bit of the laning stage where Boronier might have to take a walk back to base if he doesn't get enough regen fueled out. And he's only got boots coming out, no salve or anything. So they get the 6-minute rune on Liquid. This lane is not going to get any easier for Boronier.
No, I think Tiger should just TP back mid. I think he just keeps playing around the mid lane with this catapult. Top, Boxy doesn't need help anymore. It's nighttime. He's already got that level 4, level 5. I'd like to see them play around that mid lane again. But Mickey actually finding an arcane rune, maybe he makes a move. But yeah, we see Tiger TPing in toward the mid.
Boronier has got the 6 though, so
his top tower is about to be raided with top rubble.
Skeeter is getting away with full free farm on the Spectre as well, so unable to really contest him, but this is the choice that Liquid made with these picks.
They're gonna go for it mid. The roll in, Remnant is out, and Boronier is able to step back. He'll live, and he'll go for the TP back to base as well, refuel.
So much pressure on him though. Every single time. And he's suffering. He's 1,000 net worth behind Mickey, a full level behind 2. Comes back in, instantly loses his Flame Guard to the Scatter Blast.
Because all action. We've been eyes on the mid lane. What's been going on the side lanes? What's sort of the status here?
Boxy's was really passive. He's just getting a hit spammed by Fada. Fada's just pulling. And bottom it's just been really passive farm sides. Like IO and LC, they're playing the heal. And they're just playing the heal in the farm. So you see that 33 is very farm, but they haven't slowed down quite yet.
Try and get the damage from the kisses. And with the lift up from Insania, the damage is nearly going to be there. One more blast might do it. He's able to get it in, and he's got it.
Got him.
Okay, coming in with the kisses.
He can still look to go again, too. They have ults.
They're going to be charging in on this. Mickey on the side. He's going to cookie over towards Fada. Blast is there. Fada, he's taken out. A second kill for Quote for now. Even if Milan, has Milan got anything to tell it to? He's over towards the creeps, but it's turning deeper into enemy territory as they're chasing down. Find a 3rd kill from this. And already just signs of Liquid feeling very confident with the speed they want to play in this game with the draft they've got.
And they do have to set this type of pace here because it is the Spectre who is still free farming, and they still are farming all their lanes on MudGolems. This Tricore is still getting a decent amount out of all of this. But Liquid definitely making the right moves, and it is just going to be an Ags rush this game on Mickey. So no mech in between. He's just going for full aggression, and he does have some real good targets to throw in. Lycan and Night Stalker. Just getting Night Stalker, getting Boxy into position with Crippling Fear is going to be pretty crazy. Doesn't have to go for a mobility item himself. He can just get tanky on Boxy. Mid. Horny here.
He prepared to get out. They've got the lift into the roll, but he's got the slight dodge. Remnant's prepared and Borania avoids the gang.
Borania. All right, I gotta practice. I keep saying this guy's his name wrong every time.
I mean, honestly, I don't know the correct pronunciation. I pronounce it as a soft J, as that's...
Yeah, it's probably right. I always just think it says ninja, so then I'm just like, oh, Bora Ninja. He's a ninja. I don't know. It just fits.
Maybe it was a spelling. The name creation.
Up top.
Skeeter. They've got the setup, and the damage is there. I mean, Mickey, he is really utilizing just how powerful the damage from his kisses are early in the game. He's just not slowing down. Every time that ult's up, he's swinging over to a side lane. With the setup of heroes like Tiger, I mean, I guess when you look at their lineup, actually, pretty much all the heroes around Mickey have got solid ways to charge in and just allow Mickey to land these kisses pretty easily.
Yeah, he's got so many good targets to Cookie as well. These three strong melee heroes that can get into the front lines. And yeah, like we said, once he gets the gobble up, that's going to be huge for these heroes to get on top of everybody. We do see bottom MudGolems. They were able to at least pressure bottom during the cooldown of the Lycan ult. But Koikva, he's got book 2 already finished at the 9-minute mark. This is, tempo's going to really start getting set here by Liquid. Going to turn into daytime though, but Boxy does have Dark Ascension available if he'd like to pressure.
Hunting bounties.
Yeah, I think Koikva likely to set up for another tower here soon. Probably the top one. But if he sees an opportunity for a kill in mid, he can definitely still look for a kill and a tower with his ult. A little bit of time for MudGolems to catch back up here in this farm that they do need after this little bit of a rough start here.
Still as you say, getting the farm and the cause. Slipping too far behind in gold.
No, 33 still, I mean, very farmed on this Legion. Is straight blade mail brown boots. Now he has phase boots finished up, so he's gonna have that hard control, especially for like the Lycan. There is a lot of different things that he has to watch out for. He does get a duel off, those Mortimer kisses, as we've seen time and time again. It may just make him lose a duel. Liquid's actually just going to play it a little bit more on the farming style here, as they've gotten such a good start. They're actually popping the book to hit some Ancients with Koikva. Everyone's just looking to get a little bit more farm.
Top lane Boxy. It's in on the tower. See if Koikva wants to swing up there, as level 3 Necro book done it. 11 minutes in.
My God. Pretty perfect timing coming out for him. We'll have to wait for it to come back up, but the downtime is not too high. You definitely look to set up, and this book is going to be extremely problematic. MudGolem's lineup does not deal with these summons at all. It's top.
They're trying to go for Boxy.
The silence is out, though.
In 33 with the relocate. He's not able to get him with the duel. The silence causing too much of an issue. Now the counterplay for Liquid. They go straight away with land. Get him out before the relocate takes 33 back out of this. Now Liquid, they can just try and dive in for more. The Magnetize being kept upon them all. The one is there for Skeeter. Over towards Tiger. Tiger will get left behind. Skeeter cleans up the Earth Spirit. And they get more out of this. Borania trying to chase with the slight change. The setup's there on Mickey. Insania. He's still alive. He's able to step back. Boxy, Koikva, and Mickey turn towards Fada, and with the cookie stun, Bot goes down.
Liquid had to kind of reset away from the fight after the haunt. Koikva didn't have the book up until just now, but as soon as that book gets popped, MudGolems has to back away. And again, Liquid just hitting big every time here. It's a haunt, but it's a haunt to get a very small kill. Well, yeah, we're really feeling that pressure from Liquid, and Skeeter, he's actually going to itemize to try to deal with the summons, because it's going to be a huge problem for them in these next, for pretty much the entirety of the game. So he's going to cube the Radiance. I mean, it's going to take him a very long time to get it, but...
I mean, the whole time it's going to take for him to get it is... That's going to be quite a window for Liquid to push their lead, but it's definitely one of those things that will absolutely pay off, right? If they're able to get this Radiance on the Spectre, say before they even lose any tier 3s, then the game does get very difficult for Liquid, because the scaling is going to be infinitely more so from this Spectre with a Radiance build.
Yeah, Liquid, they still have to press the issue for it. 2K gold lead, not quite enough at this point here as the duel mid.
33, nice straight away for the duel. Kick to the side, Mickey's not going to go down to this. Now, and Stadium coming in with a stolen remnant, closes the gap. 33 still trying to dive in, but there's not enough damage. Tombstone taken out immediately, but the kisses are coming out. 33 trying to charge in, but Tiger, he's in with the roll. The heals there, Milan. Oh, he gets 33 out. Quick tether onto the Legion, and 33 will be saved. Milan's going to be coming back in, though, and is there anything for him to tether to? 33 running in from the side. Santafadas, Quoifer and Tiger chase down the Undying. The ult coming out from Quoifer as he's ready to chase for more. Into the river he goes. Foxy trying to find the silence onto Baronier. Baronier's got another remnant to throw out, but Foxy closes the gap. He's in with the crippling fear, and they have the burst to take him down whilst he's caught under the duration and surroundings of that silence.
Every time the summons get popped, it's too much for them to deal with, and they dove hard trying to get these kills, trying to take advantage here at all of the downtime of Koikva's ult and his book. They couldn't. Kickback from Taiga was phenomenal there, just to reset the positioning and just get his whole team there to back up. And I believe, yeah, Mickey, he's 600 gold away from an Aghanim, so easier forms of initiation for them, and they see Skitter farming a lane right now. Taiga, no hesitation.
The cookie, Tiger, perfectly holding the stun to maximize the lockdown. The blade mail does come out though. Skeeter, can they burst him? They can. Get the kill. Farda's going to come in, and he hasn't got the catch. Liquid able to get away with that. Very cleanly done. Insania's out with the TP. McKay and Tiger heading into the trees. Farda will drop the tombstone down to try and find him. Can they get him ready for the duel? They can't. Oh, not quite in time there. So McKay's out with the TP. 33 couldn't quite finish the cast animation in time.
Tower's under attack.
Liquid's just kind of dancing on them around the map here now. Look at top box. He's just hitting the tower. Quakefoot getting immense amounts of space from all this too. Gets a Hyperstone finished up. His ult's going to be back up in 35. Liquid's doing an excellent job so far of just playing around MudGolems and just playing to their strengths. Playing around Mickey, this tanky beast who Aghanims is online, so... That's a free initiation tool for Boxy and Koikfoot to just get on top of the targets that they'd like to. Just focus fire them.
Yeah, and some of these targets, I mean, I guess really the both supports, they're just guaranteed kills, right? Someone comes flying onto Undying or Iro, they're going to be taken out straight away.
I think most of these heroes are honestly free kills. If Boxy gets tops in and he has a silence on, Ember's going to die if any type of follow-up comes in with the sun. It's very similar even for the Legion. Like, there's just a lot of different forms of damage. Liquid, they're not lacking that at all. As immediately, it looks like they were thinking about going into the pit. But actually going to try to find a kill here first. They're in this downtime. Skeeter is able to find a farm, I believe, a triple or quad ancient stack. So at least about halfway to Radiance.
Slowly but surely.
Liquid, they'll get a free Roche here. No way the MudGolem can contest it either. Even though they have vision, they see them walking in. It's an impossible task for them to fight around there at this point.
Just goes down far too quickly here. The summons. Trail Impulse, Aura. Even just the extra little bit of armor reduction there from Little Shredder to start things off.
Immediately looking at mid. Silence is out. Can Boxy get on top? He cannot. Did they have the gobble up? I think they could have gobbled up. I think they had it. Okay. They're gonna find him anyway. Boxy's in.
Whoa!
Oh, I think he disconnected.
I almost feel bad.
Yeah, it looked like he
Boxy even giving him the feels bad. Oh.
I think he's dead because of that. Because they're gonna gobble up. Mickey's gonna gobble up and throw Insania.
That's unfortunate to DC like that.
He's either rolled in by Taiga or tossed the Rubik into a lift, and
I mean, that's just unfortunate, DC, in that sort of situation, as he will die. Yep. Finishing off there with the gobble up.
Oh, that hurts. He was just finally getting kind of caught back. He just finished up the Maelstrom too. 0-3-1 this game, Bordy here. Struggling.
Looks to be
As immediately all of Liquid, they're looking for bottom. Boxy's already in.
Boxy. He's in, ready to set things up. The kiss is coming in. Mickey not quite got the reach though. As Milan's out with the TP. 33 still left behind, and he's out before the void comes back up. So Boxy can't cancel it.
TPs. A little bit of wasted time there for Liquid. Immediate line is drawn, and yeah, that was a decent amount of wasted time though. Them actually not getting any of those kills. They may have been able to pressure pretty hard for a tier 2 or something like that with this book and with the Lycanol and with Aegis. A bit of downtime that MudGolems need. They need as much downtime as possible. 6k gold lead. Liquid's just doing everything right so far here. Not slipping up at all.
Yeah, or just 900 away from the ace on Quake.
The Wolves to scout Skeeter.
Oh.
And there's the gobble up. Oh, it's actually whoops.
They close the gap here. And they've got the chain stun, but Milan's got the save. They'll take Skeeter out. If they're going to be able to save one another here, as
oh, a nice steal. Press the attack.
He's back in, but there's no way to tether across. Instant silent comes into play.
Structures are fortified.
Keeps the Spectre alive though. A little bit of a mistake there from Liquid, missing off the initial gobble up. Save for Milan. And onto the tier 2. Should be able to get it before that outpost. Should be able to claim them. They're pinging in immediately. Quite though. Should be able to deny a lot of experience to the side of MudGolems and just play around that outpost.
They're just continuing to hit all the timings that they need to, Liquid.
Yeah.
It's exactly how you could have imagined the planning for how they want to run this draft went down. 19 minutes in, 7k lead. Yeah, I feel it, yeah. I think he's
having a phenomenal game as well. Like 3-0-3 when he's just a Night Stalker is good stuff.
I think a bit of that is down to the fact that Skeeter's opting to go for sort of the big payoff route, going for the Radiance build-up. You know, he's not turning up to fights with Drums or Manta, getting involved. So Liquid are getting more space to do things. You know, and this is being done so because they are going to play for the idea that Skeeter gets the Radiance done. Maybe Liquid can't push in, then the turnaround begins. And he's getting very close to the Relic right now, Skeeter.
If they can't push in, it's not about the Radiance. It's really like the next item that he's able to get, right?
Sure,
the Radiance
yeah.
will help him get the farm and deal with those things, but he needs a lot more because he's still going to be very squishy even with that. The damage that's coming off
They've got a lot of sustain though, right? If the IO's in, they're buffing up the Spectre with the press the attack of the Soul Rip.
Goodbye. Oh, maybe not. Oh,
he's
actually able to get out. All right, triumphant beeps indeed. As that was an ult from Snapfire that he was able to get away from. Quakefa still on the chase.
There we go. The Relic is done on Skier.
He's forcing the Remnant back. They did actually see it, but they didn't look to set up on it just yet. Now they will.
Look at the rolling on the Barnier. Barnier is going to be saved. The side he goes. Press the attack from 33, keeping him safe. I don't know if Skeeter gets this Radiance. I think there could start to be a little bit of a difficulty for Liquid. You know, once Radiance is done on Spectre, if Liquid mess up one high ground push and Skeeter's cleaning up, then this game's going to fall apart pretty quickly. Despite Liquid's lead right now, they can't afford to make mistakes against this Spectre with the Radiance nearly done.
Yeah, maybe like one mistake. Maybe they can have the one if Skeeter doesn't get the cleanup kills. If Skeeter gets cleanup kills when he has Radiance, it'll be disastrous. But they still do have a very good core with their tri-core. It's still off to a very, very good start here. Like AC plus Necro, like Boxy's massive as well with all the auras. They are itemizing to be able to deal with this, and they are still at this level where one throw I think is okay. Two will be their demise probably. And continuing to pressure the map, not giving up kills either. I mean, it's 13-1. They've given up only the one from Taiga early on. But there we go. Radiance about to be done.
Very close, yeah.
Trying to stack some camps for him to farm. They will. No Radiance.
Eyes lie, but the spirit is true.
Will be finished. And yeah, Liquid's gonna have to deal with it. they are going to be aware that it's going to be coming out soon, and it's going to be fairly strong versus those summons. And with the back of all the heals, it could be enough to turn it. These Soul Rips,
they
the
can
Max,
keep the
the
Spectre
Tether,
alive. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot to offer him. There's a lot to keep him strong, even when he does just have the Radiance along.
Yeah, and I see them itemizing to deal with the summons, right? Like Crimson Guard also for 33. The Radiance
He's got
on
a thing. Yeah, you're right.
Maelstrom on Borneo. It's all these things to deal with those summons.
Yeah, they're certainly making all the right moves from behind here, MudGolems.
It's just so hard for them, Skeeter. He's showing his face right now. And here comes the toss in on the Taiga.
The mark though, still. They got the slow. They're actually just going to take him out straight away. Milan's not messing around here. Instant disengage. A quick CP back over as they are. Going to think about fighting to keep Milan safe. Roland, the silence is there onto Milan. Milan, he'll get popped. Take down the IO. He's going to buy back straight away here. Let's see if they can continue to find anything out of this fight. MudGolems, 33 trying to charge him, but Boxy comes straight over towards him. The kisses are coming out. 33's got to step away. He's popped the blade map, but they've got the lift up rolling onto Milan. Taiga, he's in the midst of it all here. Focusing down the IO. This IO brought back for this one. Can they keep Milan alive? They can't. Milan goes down, but they get the duel. They've locked down Quaifa. Quaifa's going to die deep underneath the tier 2 town. Boronier, he's going to see if he can chase for more. Remnants out, closing the gap on Boxy. Pains are going to be up in a second. Boxy's still pretty tanky. Boronier, make out that one further step. Down Boxy. Boxy's going to drive the TP out, but they've got the down. MudGolems will manage to fight back, hold on to tier 2, and get themselves a fight that, despite what was a 9k lead, does work in their favor. They push back Liquid.
Yeah, great buyback from Milan to save it. And also the way the fight turned out, Liquid actually walked, it was resetting to the point where the Tombstone was about to be worthless because of where the fight was going. And then Liquid actually pushes back into the Tombstone and actually makes it useful for MudGolems there. Maybe just not giving them enough respect about how much strength they do have with Skeeter with all these heals. Press the attack, Tether. Soul Rip, just so many different forms to buff them up.
Liquid, I think that timer is starting to tick a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely, as you say, if Skeeter gets his next time done, if he gets that Manta, they're going to have to pull off some big moves to kill this Spectre in the midst of the team fights. Skeeter he's going to be able to live. And a high chance that a lot of damage is going to be done by him.
I think Liquid, it's going to be all around this next Aegis. The Aegis and Cheese, I think they have to at least get a Rax advantage to feel comfortable in this game, even though it's 15-3 with an 8k gold lead. It does feel like the Spectre's starting to hit a point. Let's say, gobble up, toss it.
But managed to land it onto Skeeter. This is to follow up. They're on top of it. Is there a set? Milan comes in. He's able to tether and take him out.
So much heals.
I'm alive. Tiger locked down by the chain. Cookie gets him out to the side. He'll be fine. Deep. They get the Taunt here onto Boxy. Focusing down the Night Stalker with Skeeter coming across it. They got the damage. They're running Boxy down. Boxy's got the movement speed, but with the BKB, Boronier can just move in, chase on, and cut him down with a sleight of fist. Take down Boxy.
Heals. I mean, they can't kill Skeeter when they're all around. It's just way too much sustain, all being thrown onto him.
I mean, that 9k lead to an 8k turns to a 7k. It's going down. Liquid, they've got to come up with a plan to keep this lead going. As I said, any mistake you make against this lineup, the Spectre and her Radiance, it's going to cost you in the long run.
Yep, their tri-core is starting to really kick up down to 6k. They're really starting to break it here with their itemization and the way they're playing around it.
They're going to land onto Boronier. Gobble up, but Boronier is going to be safe. 33 quick with the press the attack, and Remnant's prepared.
Every single time they were there, and Boxy, he wasn't back to life yet, so he wasn't able to be there. That's the only one that they have to worry about. Press the attack will save versus everything else, but not that hard silence from Boxy. So, again, nice stuff from MudGolems. And yeah, timer really does feel like it's ticking. Roche is back up. Have to assume Liquid wants to try to get that soon, but Haunt is available. The MudGolems, they're at the ready to fight here if there is an attempt. We see the scan comes out. They're kind of anticipating that Roche coming out soon, because it does feel like it could be one of those last things for Liquid to really be able to press forward and actually not let the Spectre get so huge. As Skeeter is spotted,
Foxy's heading up into this. But Foxy's rooted. He's in a whole lot of trouble. The kisses are coming in from the side. But try and get Foxy out. Foxy on the retreat, but he's dead. They cut him down with a sleight of fist. Now 33 healed up. Big K turns, jumps in with a cookie, but it's not enough damage to kill 33. The Haunt's out in play. As now MudGolems, they're running them down. Big K's out with the TP just in time. But Insania, he's been found. Skeeter runs him down. Another kill for MudGolems. As I said, this Radiance, it's paying off big time. They managed to hold on, get it done for Skeeter, and from now on, it's just looking very hard for Liquid. They got such a lead at the start, but now they're against Spectre. Skeeter's hitting all the item time. This Radiance, Manta, 1,000 gold away. These towers are going to push it very close to it. If Liquid weren't able to close it up and make things happen when they were that far ahead that early on, I don't see when it's going to get easier for them to do much as this game scales.
No, they have to get Aegis and Cheese, and they have to just push now. Like 100 seconds, they have to make so much happen on the map. They can't let this go passive at all here in this game. They have to go in this rush. Look, they just have to commit for it.
Gotta go. I mean, what are they being hesitant for here?
They don't have much information on the map. They don't really see anything. I mean, there's no they see the Ember, but and they actually set up onto him. He has a BKB available. He's gonna disengage.
And Koifa, he's still hovering around the pit. Now we'll see. I mean, he's got SOAC and obviously level 3 Necro, but we can do this very quickly. And here we go. Take the row ship. That looking from MudGolems doesn't look like it. They will get away with the Aegis and the Cheese. Now, of course, the question is, what can they get done with it?
They gotta win big with it here. Foxy, he's the one carrying the Aegis. He's been the one tossed into the middle of everything there. And he's just getting controlled a lot of the time still. This is everything for Liquid here. If they can't somehow just dominate the next fight, this game is impossible for them. As all these items just keep coming out. It's all the, now it's a Manta, the very natural item for the Spectre, but Shiva's is about to be finished for Aniha as well. So, we said, just they're dealing with all these summons. And it's starting to look like the game plan from Liquid is hitting its peak. And hitting a wall, really.
Golems.
Look at how MudGolems is playing. Yeah, all sat around Skitter. They know the Haunt is back up in 5 seconds. Bounty's coming.
Foxy step in for this. Going on Fada. They got the Goblet up setting him in, but the heal from press the attack keeps Fada alive. Crimson Guards pop. Foxy's still trying to tap in, but they got the duel. It's the duel Koifa in the midst of it all. Koifa getting for the cheese. He's able to get it off. He'll stay alive. Foxy being focused by Skeeter. They've taken the Aegis out of the Night Stalker's hands. 33 living through it all thanks to the sustain of Milan. Skeeter's still in a very healthy place right now as Liquid. They've got to turn and run. Tiger, he's not going to get away from this as he goes down. Skeeter heading up to the high ground looking for more. Now hold him in place with the telekinesis. Trying to commit on him with the cookie, but they don't have the damage. Skeeter's fine. He's able to get away from the little shredder. Not enough damage was done. He just cannot kill this Spectre as MudGolems just continue to play around Skeeter perfectly with all these heals, and Skeeter's just not dying.
Yeah, just they couldn't kill anybody. That one there, it was literally just full sustain. Even a stolen tombstone coming out from Insania onto the high ground there, it's still not enough for them to get any type of kills. I see Crimson Guard popped, all the heals thrown onto these targets, and the damage is just, that's it. Liquid has expended everything there.
And some of these big items coming out as well are just going to make it so much more hard, impossible, it seems, for Liquid to win these team fights. 200 gold, and Boroni is going to have a full Shiva's Guard against Liquid in their summons.
Yeah, it's just great itemization across the board from MudGolems and just understanding what they need to do in this game. Just even though it's like what it was like 15, what was it like 15 to 1 or something, 15 to 3 in this game?
I think no, it was like 14 to 1. I think 14 to 1.
Yeah.
And what, a 9k, was it 9k lead? I think it's yeah, 9k lead.
It was, yeah, 9k.
9k lead. They're taking all the they've taken, well, they haven't taken the bottom tier 2, but they're taking all the others. Just never got the game into a place where they're actually ready and able to poke the high ground. Despite some obviously very good early item timings on Liquid, they just haven't had the power to push it to that extra point, and now we're seeing them lose fights and lose this advantage. Fights where they do have the Aegis, they do have the cheese, but it just doesn't seem like it's enough anymore.
No, and this hard lockdown is. I know I was mentioning in the beginning how there's not that much lockdown on MudGolems. The duel is actually just it seemed to be enough in most of these fights. Like one of the targets walks in either Boxy or Koikfa, and they're just hard lockdown the entire duration of their ult, and then they have to just run away or they're dead. Seeming very difficult for Liquid. Close this out versus this massive sustained draft.
And the obvious strength that is still there for Liquid is that if somehow they do manage to win a fight, they will take down the base of MudGolems pretty quickly. And we saw it in that last game. That, at the end of the day, if they can get that one opportunity where someone's dead for 2 minutes, maybe they can emulate what that sort of victory they found in the last game here in game 3. It does require them to actually get the kills on these cores, something that for the last few fights has just seemed to be too much of a task for Liquid right now, as they just continue to lose that advantage that they build up early.
Yeah, they have to somehow get to these backlines and take them out. Somehow just control 33, maybe not go for the kills on him, especially now that he has BKB, but somehow control the Undying, or kill the Undying and kill the IO. Have to get these tosses on from Boxy or from Taiga onto these two backliners. There's just too much healing they're providing.
33. Getting onto Insania.
Your name
Out will.
offends me.
Insania fine.
Yeah, 33's build, it's all about the, you're the ones initiating on us. I'm just the counter initiator here. I've got my BKB, my Crimson Guard, my Blade Mail. I don't want to be the one jumping in. I want you to be forcing it to me, because the timer's on you. Yeah, just, again, perfect itemization coming out from MudGolems. It really does feel like that the time is shrinking, if it's already not gone for Team Liquid. Probably is just gone at this point here. We're already getting close to that 35-minute mark. I wanted them to have at least like a Rax advantage by 30 for them to have a shot going into these later stages. The fights are going to get just so much more difficult by the minute.
Good for you.
Liquid. Sort of big items so they have coming out. Koifa's got his Basher. Boxing.
Not sure if we pointed this one out, actually. Sorry. Milan actually has a... He's actually the one holding the Paladin Sword this whole time, and now he has a Holy Locket. So,
that's a lot of heals.
There's a lot of amplified healing going to come out from him, too. If he soul rips the IO as well, tethered to the Spectre, it's like, this is just absurd healing that's going to be coming out.
It's going to be like a cheese.
Yeah, pretty much. Just jump forward, they see Insania.
33. Trying to walk in for a duel opportunity. Can't quite get in onto Tiger, though. Stun holds him back.
Now they're finally the ones on an aggressor, which is always a little bit of a scare that you're seeing now Liquid having to play on the defensive finally. In between all this, Milan, he's actually digging every single time off cooldown and then swapping the Paladin Sword back in. Trying to get those salves, of course, for himself.
I mean, when Liquid see MudGolems playing like this, what did Liquid do? They're sending a wolf.
They can't do much of any. They're too scared to initiate the fight because a Haunt will come out, and then at this point they're not strong enough to just fight heads up versus MudGolems. They do at least now have the little Shredder uses the attack damage, and there is a crit on Nick, so his damage has gone up quite significantly.
I mean, this is the way they can scale, right? He has to go for the right click.
Yeah. He has to go for like double Daedalus Rapier and just go for the 3 multi-shot spread and hope.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally it. That is their late game. Mickey, it's all on Mickey once again. It's all on Mickey to go the full right click build on the Snapfire and carry the game as the Snapfire, which can be done. It is insane the amount of damage and how fast it comes out once you get some of these items out. As Mickey is actually having to pop the BKB as he shows himself top. They're going to look to hunt him down with a Haunt. On a chase, but TPs are coming in. 33 still running in, looking for a duel opportunity. Is he going to be able to get it? He's popping the BKB.
This is dead.
He wants Mickey, and he's able to find him. He's in with the duel. Mickey's going to die during it, and Boxy, he might not get out either as they're chasing on. Boxy a little too fast. They'll settle for Insania instead. Just like that. Another very easy move being made here by MudGolems as that entire lead the Liquid had has come to an end. As it really does feel that this game entirely of the domain of MudGolems right now. 1K lead for them. They have the Spectre sitting comfortably at the top. Skeeter with his Radiance, Manta, Blade Mail, Scardy all finish here 35 minutes in excellent timing.
Yep. Feels. Yeah, they've hit their timing. Liquid, they weren't able to get enough out of this with their. They really had to just get. They had to win the game by now. There's just no way they can come back. The Spectre's just way too massive.
And a Snapfire, honestly, Snapfire, maybe. I think that is the one thing that could still do something here for Liquid. The chances are low. I mean, you look at the Dota plus win percent. What's it saying? Yeah, 88%. I don't blame it. It's going to be soon in the 90% here for MudGolems, considering the state that the game's in and the fact that they have the Spectre lineup against the Lycan lineup.
Yeah.
But maybe Mickey's going to get level 25. 2 Daedalus and a Rapier. Now, that's a lot of money, it's a lot of XP, but it is a possibility.
And then he gets Blink Blade Mail dueled and dies instantly.
Oh, that's the thing as well. He tries to go in with a level 25, use the multi-shot, and one of them's hitting a Blade Mail hit, yeah.
And then he's hitting a Dispersion as well, and another Blade Mail.
Oh, no.
It's very, very, very impossible for Liquid. They're going to have to, if they can get MudGolems to split up, but the way MudGolems has been playing, you know, they're a smart team. Yeah. They don't give the opportunities for Liquid to get all those pickoffs anymore. They're just all playing around each other. And yeah, it's really their game to lose now at this point. It's.
I almost feel bad.
I mean, I think we get to the point with the Mortimer with the Snapfire though, but I don't think it's gonna get there. I think this game's gonna explode really quick here. I think this next Roche is gonna be the big fight crescendo where MudGolems is just gonna probably decimate them. Yeah, I just see these haunts, like the haunt, and he just jumps in with one person, and Quakeface is dead now. So.
I mean, does it sort of surprise you that Liquid weren't able to do more with that early game start? Because to be fair, a lot of that early game when Liquid was pushing towers, getting objectives, it was during this period where Skeeter was AFK farming a relic. Like they were doing it against 4 heroes, but as it seems to have panned out, the 4 heroes of MudGolems, it was enough to just stop Liquid from actually pushing down a tier 3 or ever threatening the high ground.
I think maybe they got a little too bloodthirsty and were just looking for kills too much rather than just pressuring objectives. That's the one thing because they were 15-1 with a 9K lead, and then they're still looking for kills, looking for the Spectre. So maybe that could have hurt them. Maybe they could have just forced the issue a little bit more. They didn't go for any type of no mech on their team at all, right? So they don't have that big heal that MudGolems did have a lot of times. This mech usually allows you to go for those type of pushes easier. So maybe some better itemization. Could have been a couple of things that Liquid could look back to and fix in this game.
Got the catch. Gonna use the horn to jump over. Secure that duel win for the Legion. And also, of course, check out things around the Roche pit as they're chasing in onto Quakefa. Quakefa is gonna get the ult out, but the chains are there. Quakefa's in trouble. He's able to turn and run with the Lotus, but the chase is there with the Remnant. Horny is gonna be able to help finish him off. As Quakefa is dead. Boxy gone as well. Insania is out. I mean, as you say, it's getting to the point where, I mean, Liquid, they probably will play this out, but it seems very, very unlikely that they're going to be able to turn this game.
Yeah, pretty much a cost. We see Fada buy some new drum charges for himself as he's just walking around, clicking drums, dropping tombstones for his team, some soul rips too. 33, on the hunt, looking for Mickey. While at the same time, yeah, they're finishing up the rush. And, yeah, like I said, Liquid, they're probably going to hang on to it, but this one is well and truly in the books. MudGolems haven't up the kill in a long here. One was the last kill. The Milan IO bottom, right? The one that he died bottom, I think, was the last kill that Liquid was able to get.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
How many minutes ago was that? That was back at about 26 minutes, so yeah, over 30 minutes ago. As MudGolems into the base of Liquid. Liquid are going to have everybody back up, but some big things they're going to have to deal with. Level 24 Skeeter. Boronier with that picked up Aghanims. 33 pop the BKB charging in. Running straight in it. Tiger off the mark with the roll. The team actually finding anything with that BKB usage. But MudGolems is able to still stand strong. Look towards this tier 3. They're in on Topoxy. Barnier and Skinner, they're just diving into the base here. Tiger will roll across the fighter, but Milan comes across. Keeps Fighter healed up. Dead Tiger, he'll buy back straight away. The chains out again onto Quoitfer, locking him down. They shoot Tiger forward with the gobble up. He is in onto Barnier, but the heals just bringing Barnier back up to full HP. There's a dieback from Tiger. Liquid just getting destroyed inside their base. As it's an ultra kill for Skeeter. Only Insania's left alive. Nobody with buybacks available on Liquid. They can take this mid-rack and almost certainly more. Tier 2s are up on the side lanes, and I'll see how quick that push is. Now they're going to try and close it with the tier 4s. Onto Insania they go. Insania's got the Ghost Scepter. Gonna have Slide in a second, but no chance to use it. He goes down. Buyback from Insania. Liquid still trying to do their best to hold things. Now hold on. And they're losing their tier 4s.
Get that triple remnant in Insania. He's trying to do anything to survive and have some fun here. Yeah, this game. Throne will go down here. We'll have one more hero in about 5 seconds, but he won't be able to stop them either.
I mean, Insania's trying. He's trying his best to slow him. Well, the Ancient is exposed. They're closing it up. Barnier picking up the Desert to help speed this one up. As Barnier focusing the objectives, he'll join for a bit of fun. Takes out Boxy with the rest of the team. And there we go. GG, well played is cool. Liquid tried to bring out the Lycan, but it just didn't go to plan. Smart stuff from MudGolems. Really, really smart stuff.